Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Alien vs. Predator Galaxy YouTube channel. This is Aaron Percival, aka Corporal Hicks,
And this is Adam Zeller, aka Ridgetop.
and we are eating good today, boys and girls. Some unexpected news that sent Adam and I furiously typing away on a keyboard. What are we talking about, Adam?
So, as we suspected for a little while now, there is a new Predator movie on the way from director Dan Trachtenberg, who brought us 2022's critically acclaimed Prey. So, very exciting. And not only is a new Predator movie unrelated to Prey in the works, we may also be having a sequel to Prey. So, multiple Predator projects. And apparently, this has been in development for a little while. And Dan Trachtenberg's next Predator film, which is currently under the working title of Badlands, may be going before cameras this summer. So, Aaron just pulled up the news post here. Why don't you read it this time, Aaron?
You wrote it. The way it
I
works is
know that's yeah, I wrote it, so you read it.
okay. That's not the way it works. But we have a Predator film in the works from the director of 2022's acclaimed Prey. Director Dan Trachtenberg will be bringing us a new movie in the Predator universe, currently under the title of Badlands. News of this project has just hit the movie news circuit after being posted by a name we've seen a lot of with these updates, the Hollywood Reporter. So yeah, what did we decide? It was Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, and Collider had all posted this, all claiming little different things between them based on their sources, but we'll talk about it a little bit in this. So Trachtenberg will be once again be teaming up with writer Patrick Asen to develop the story, with Asen writing the screenplay, which is the exact same setup they had for Prey. Um, According to the Hollywood Reporter, the film will feature another female lead, but won't be a direct sequel to Prey, taking place in the future rather than the past, and that filming may start as soon as this July. Do you want to read the blurb
Sure.
or the quote?
Titled Badlands, the new Predator feature is not a sequel to Prey, which was set in 1719 and centered on a young Comanche woman forced to fight for survival against the intergalactic hunters, but rather a brand new story. Plot details are being kept secret, but this one is said to be set sometime in the future. Like Prey, however, it too will feature a female lead.
Okay, so let's before we move on, then let's talk that. Obviously, it doesn't say how far in the future, but with it saying the word future, it's obviously not contemporary, which will be Prey was the first time we went in the past. Something so many of us wanted because we've seen it, numerous times in the comics. The future is something we've not seen that much of in the expanded universe. We had the god awful Forever Midnight.
I mean, Predator 2, but
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
7 years in the
That
future.
doesn't count. But fair point. But it still doesn't count. Um, I mean, we've had some other good future bound stuff as well. Obviously, the AVPs, but also there was Flesh and Blood and some of the shorts. I can't remember. No, yeah, some of the shorts. Some of the shorts have been um, near future bound. Obviously, we don't know how far in the future, but I'm kind of hoping we do go space travel. What about you?
It'd be interesting, and if they did that, it makes me think of the recent anthology books. It's like, okay, is Predator going to have its own future, or is it going to tie into Alien a little bit with some cues? It really brings to mind like Neonopolis from Predator:
Yeah.
Concrete Jungle. So I'm like, how far in the future is this going to be? Like a Blade Runner esque kind of look, like. So yeah, it definitely gets me thinking. It's a setting I think is just like the past is ripe for exploration
Mhm.
within the Predator franchise. So
I've
um,
always said it. The Predator is incredibly versatile as a franchise. The EU demonstrates it all the time, and I feel very spoiled to have got a film in the past and potentially a film in the future here. So I'm very very curious to see just how that pans out. I don't want to. I don't want them to go too far and make it too sci-fi, but like near future alien-esque kind of realism to the designs and the aesthetic could be very interesting. Hell, I actually wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind a Predator film set in the Alien universe.
Yeah,
Give me some
that would be
colonial
super
marines.
interesting. Um, but yeah, I can think of a number of near future films that have an interesting aesthetic, like The Sixth Day, or even like the Total Recall remake.
But the
So
the creator recently as well,
yeah,
I didn't really rate the film, but aesthetically speaking, it was very beautiful,
yeah,
especially with its world building. So
yeah. So very
that
excited for this prospect. And yeah, this is also the first time we'll have a returning director in the Predator franchise, which we were thinking they'd probably get Trachtenberg again just because of how well Prey did. Apparently, in one of these reports, it said it kind of took the studios by surprise how well it did. Not just with the streaming numbers, but with it being Emmy nominated and all that. So
hmm well, it is a critical success. I think it's still at 93% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Critically, I mean, it's come down a little bit on audience side, but it's 75, I think it was when I was looking earlier. So the film, I fucking love I love Prey. I still think it's brilliant. Um,
yep, me too.
and I'm happy to see Dan back. Very happy to see him return. Um, the only thing I hope is he's took on board the criticism about the feral predator. But I
Come
mean
on, Farrell looks
that
great.
with his mask on. But that was something, we had the pleasure of chatting to Dan on the podcast not long after the film came out. And, he sort of talked about those considerations and couldn't really say anything about a sequel at the time. But, we very much got the sense that something was going to
Talks were
happen.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's been a couple of reports over the last year or so. Well, I created new news categories, didn't I? So um, I've took it out. So there's been numerous bits of talk. Uh, you know, Last time was 6 months ago, to be fair. So it has been a little bit of a quiet period. But there's been numerous comments made since Prey's release, and it was always quite likely. We always suspected it, didn't we? From that moment, we suspected this was likely to happen. But it's not just more Predator films. It's not just Prey 2. Um, this is apparently Dan spearheading a Predator cinematic
it's the
universe.
new
He's
Predator,
the
James Cameron.
Kevin Feige. Feige? How do you pronounce it? The
I think
you
it's
know the,
Feige.
Yeah, Kevin Feige of the Predator universe. So the Hollywood Reporter also mentions that this isn't the only Predator project currently in the works. And according to Deadline's report on Predator Badlands, a Prey 2 remains in development with Amber Midthunder's Naru likely to return. Since the successful relaunch, 20th Century is looking to not just move forward with another film, but expand on a universe with Trachtenberg spearheading it. Sources say, while it's still in early development, Prey 2 is still in the works that would return to the film's original setting and with the film's star, Amber Midthunder, potentially returning. Sources stress no talent is attached to that film, but the interesting element is that even though there have been several films featuring the infamous alien, there's never been an instance where the star of a previous film has returned to reprise that role. Of course, that nearly did happen with Arnie nearly coming back for Predator 2, and Arnie's nearly come back for all the subsequent films apart from Prey. But yeah, it's very interesting that they might actually continue with Naru. Is um Greyback going to come and get that pistol?
Yeah, that would be cool to see. I mean, give me all the Predator. Like, I'm ready. Like, I guess remember when Disney kind of took control of Fox? We're like, are they going to do anything with Alien and Predator? And they are sure doing a lot. Like,
Oh boy, they are.
we've got our plates full here. We have an Alien film coming out this summer. We have an Alien series that's currently filming. This is apparently going to be filming before too long, and then further Predator projects after that. Like, it's going to be a lot over the next few years, I guess.
Mm. No
But yeah,
mention.
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say no mention as to whether it be a theatrical release, but given the success of Prey, and given that Alien Romulus, is going to cinema as well, I fully expect Badlands will.
I would imagine so. Yeah. I mean, it would feel a bit low for them to not give Dan Trachtenberg a theatrical release after how successful Prey was.
Hmm.
So, I mean, they sometimes they do the thing now where it'll come on streaming just a few weeks after a film, but after a theatrical release. But yeah, I'm hoping these go theatrical, and very much looking forward to seeing more about these.
Indeed. Any thoughts, speculation that you want to throw in there, or are you good?
Um, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
We'll have time to speculate, but it's just really exciting.
Well, it's
You know,
also important to mention as well that this hasn't been officially announced. It seems to have been some sort of concerted leak from all the major outlets.
Hollywood
They,
Reporter has a pretty good
oh
track
yeah,
record.
I mean,
Yeah.
they do, but each of the reports basically mentions they did approach Fox, not Fox, oh god, studios for comment, but studios, declined to make a comment. I don't think Dan said anything on his Twitter account yet, has he? Let's have a quick look. No, Dan hasn't posted since the start of January anyway. So no comments have been made as to yet. But I think it's fairly safe to say that this is all above board. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm very excited, and I really really can't wait to learn more about these films.
Yep, definitely.
How's everybody else feeling? Are you jazzed to see Trachtenberg back? Any hopes or wishes for a Badlands, a future set film, or a praise return? I'm kind of hoping that if they do a Prey 2, we are going to see a Predator emerge victorious at the end of it. It was a complaint that came about at the end of after Prey, and having Greyback get that pistol is a chance to show a victorious
Well,
Predator on.
just do a team up.
No,
Naru and
no.
Greyback versus the French. Let's do it.
I don't know how I'd feel about that. You know how I feel about team ups.
I know. It's something we disagree on. I love the team
Yeah.
ups. As long as they're done right.
When they're earned, I like a team up, but we'll see. But yeah, cool. Let us know how you're feeling down in the comments below, and stick with us for any further developments. Where can folk find us, Adam?
You can find us on our main hub. Oh,
Oops,
did you drop something?
drop, drop my phone. My
you can
phone's been buzzing away since we posted the news.
you can find us on our main hub of activity, avpgalaxy.net. We're also on all the major socials: Facebook, Instagram, X, and Threads. We also run a Steam group and a Discord community as well. And again, thank you to our Patreon supporters. You can find us there at patreon.com/AVP Galaxy if you'd like to support what we do here. And again, we very much appreciate those who have hopped on and supported us already.
Indeed. And we should have our next podcast up soon. I'd come upstairs to actually finish editing it, and when all this news dropped, so that should be on its way next week, all being well. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been Corporal Hicks.
And Rich Top,
Getting to the chopper.